Europe reconsiders 2035 gas car ban amid industry pressure. European Union leaders are actively discussing a rollback of their landmark 2035 ban on new gasoline car sales, driven by mounting pressure from automakers and a shifting economic landscape. The debate underscores a growing tension between ambitious climate goals and the immediate financial realities of an industry undergoing massive disruption. Industry lobbying gains traction for years. The EU has positioned itself as a global leader in climate action, with the 2035 deadline serving as a cornerstone of its green agenda. However, recent economic headwinds, coupled with aggressive lobbying from traditional automakers, are forcing a reassessment. Mercedes-Benz CEO Ola Källenius has been a vocal advocate for weakening the rules, arguing that the original timeline is no longer feasible due to infrastructure bottlenecks and sluggish consumer adoption of electric vehicles, EVs. The argument centers on preserving jobs, maintaining competitiveness, and ensuring manufacturers can profitably finance the transition. Källenius frames this not as a retreat, but as an upgrade to a smarter strategy. The push for flexibility comes as the European economy struggles, with automakers and suppliers slashing tens of thousands of jobs. The debate, alternative fuels versus full electrification at the heart of the debate, is the future of combustion engines. The EU Commission is now considering allowing technology neutrality, which could include plug-in hybrids and cars running on synthetic fuels or biofuels. Automakers want these alternatives counted as zero-emission vehicles, even beyond 2035. This move is fiercely opposed by environmental groups like Transport and AMP, Environment, T and AMP, EAS, which argue that such concessions would undermine the entire climate framework. T and AMP, E warns that allowing hybrids and synthetic fuels would only delay the inevitable shift to full electrification and hand a competitive advantage to Chinese automakers. Economic realities and national interests. Germany is leading the charge to weaken the ban, driven by concerns over its struggling economy and the auto industry's precarious state. With nearly 800,000 jobs at stake, German leaders are under immense pressure to protect domestic manufacturers. Chancellor Friedrich Merz has pledged that there will be no hard cut in 2035, signaling a clear willingness to compromise. The situation is further complicated by the fact that auto production in Germany has been declining since 1998, with a sharp drop after the COVID-19 pandemic. The industry faces growing competition from lower-cost Chinese vehicles, adding urgency to the debate. The role of alternative fuels. The discussion around synthetic fuels and biofuels is contentious. While proponents argue that these alternatives can reduce emissions, critics point to their inefficiency and high cost. Experts like Peter Mock of the International Council on Clean Transportation dismiss e-fuels as a distraction, arguing that electrification remains the superior solution for road transport. The future of EV transition. The EU's climate policies have already attracted significant investment in EV manufacturing, battery plants, and charging infrastructure. Many pure-play EV manufacturers, battery suppliers, and other stakeholders fear that weakening the 2035 ban would jeopardize these investments. Lucid Motors Europe President Michael Loschler warns that backtracking on the deadline would punish companies that have already staked their future on electrification. He also argues that Europe risks falling behind global competitors if it weakens its climate goals. The path forward. The debate over the 2035 ban highlights the complex trade-offs between climate ambition and economic realities. While some automakers push for flexibility, environmental groups warn against watering down the rules. The EU faces a critical decision: either maintain its commitment to full electrification or compromise with industry demands. The outcome will shape the future of the European auto industry and its contribution to global climate efforts. Ultimately, the path forward will require a delicate balance between environmental sustainability and economic viability. Whether the EU can strike that balance remains to be seen.